So just before we start, I just wanted to know how many of you have decided what your next course of study is going to be? No one. Okay, one. For me, yes is a straight hand up. This I take as a doubtful yes. Okay, so a couple of them. But we are very hopeful that after this session today, you would have more clarity. And if there are still any doubts, we are available to have one-to-one interaction with you as well. So the flow is where I'll take you through the what CBSE has to offer. After me, with Ms. Sridevi, will take you through what the Cambridge curriculum has to offer, followed by Ms. Sheena Varghese, who will take you through what the diploma program has to offer. So you'll have clarity on all the different curricula which is offered at Global, and then you would be able to make your own choices depending on what your further course of study is going to be. Okay. All right. We very often term this course as, class 11 and 12 CBSE course or class 9 and 10 CBSE course. But the certificate examination, this is what the expansion is. AISSCE is what the expansion for the 11th and 12th course is. Just a few salient features of the curriculum. I'm sure many of you would have done, as parents would have done your education in CBSE or ICSE. But during our days, I think it was more of text-based and rote learning which was being promoted by the board, which has drastically changed, and especially with the introduction of the NEP 2020, there have been major changes which have come into the curriculum that is offered by the board as well. So some of the points or salient features which I have mentioned over here. Now the highlight over here is the competency-based learning and the assessment that happens now. Almost 60% of the question paper is objective type questions now, as compared to during our days when you have more of written examination, long answer questions that were there. So the breakup has changed, the direct questioning answering has changed, and the rote learning method has completely changed, right? Now the importance of art education. Very often we feel that once the children come into 11th and 12th, it has to be purely academic oriented. But that's not what the board promotes. So when we talk about music, all the performing arts, music, dance, visual arts, theatre, all that are equally promoted by the board as well. And I think we are one school which gives equal importance to scholastic as well as co-scholastic activities. But yes, a good balance has to be made for that. Neither should you compromise on your academic scores, nor what you are participating in co-scholastic areas. Okay, somehow the text is overlapping. But the theme of study when it comes to 11th and 12th, the minimum requirement is to do 5 subject areas, which covers your languages, humanities, maths, sciences, skill subjects. And in addition to that, you have your general studies, health and physical education also included in the evaluation. Now the last 3 components which you see in the table, the health and physical education, work experience and the general studies are internally evaluated in school. Whereas the remaining 6 subjects that you have, out of which minimum 5 is the bare minimum or the requirement to qualify for the board examination. So you have to do minimum 5 subjects, and 6 is an option whether you want to take it or not. Now the advantages of that we will definitely discuss going forward. Now class 11 and 12 is a 2-year program. So the choice of subjects has to be made depending on what you want to do after your 12th. Obviously the course that you want to study. And you should also be sure that you will be able to cope up with that subject for the 2 years. The board does not allow you to change your subjects after you are registered in class 11. So we have to be very mindful when we make the subject selections. Few general points to keep in mind. Now, why do we take these 6 subjects? So if you take 6 subjects, now if you look at the report card which comes, the mark sheet which comes now from the board, it only mentions the marks, total marks out of 100 and the grade. There is no consolidated percentage given by the board. That has stopped long back, but unfortunately we still go by calculating it because the universities go by a cutoff of percentage, which is changing right now. So if you have an additional subject with you, the 6th subject, and let's say if you fail in any one of the subjects, the 6th subject will replace that subject that you have failed and you will still get a pass. Provided English is compulsory. Your English will always, the language will be counted for your pass. So that's the point which is mentioned there. Right? Okay. Now there are a lot of skill subjects which are available. Subjects like travel and tourism, AI, information technology. These are all skill subjects which are available for you to pursue as well, which reduces your load. Now when you look at your subject choices, English is compulsory. 3 subjects is what is recommended as your core subject depending on what you want to pursue after your 12th. Let's say if you want to appear for engineering, physics, chemistry, maths, that's understood. Medicine, physics, chemistry, bio. Commerce, if it is BCom, accountancy, business studies, economics. BBA, you don't need accountancy. You can do economics, business studies, entrepreneurship. So that is where your informed selection of subject has to happen. And the children who have learning disability, obviously the board already has a lot of provisions which is available even in class 10 right now. So these are just few common, facts which I wanted to share. All this information is available on the CBSE public website as well. We will be sharing this presentation as well as the links after we finish today's session. Okay, now the structure of the assessment which happens. So the marks and the grades are counted on a 9-point grade scale as given over here, where A1 is the top grade, which is 1/8 of the total passed candidates, the top 1/8. Now that will differ subject-wise. Let's say for a year, maths paper was difficult and if the topper was only around 85 or 90. So it will count the first 1/8 of the total after evaluating all across the country and abroad, whoever has appeared for the CBSE exam. That's how the grading works. So it will differ for subjects as well as every year. So it is not a standard thing that 90, from 90 to 100 is going to be an A1. I hope that's clear. Right? That's the same thing which applies for your current class 10 as well. Okay, now the subject that we offer at Global. There is no stream defined by any education board. CBSE, ICSE, no one defines science, commerce, humanities, arts, no. There's nothing like that. Every board offers a list of subjects. Schools decide what to offer depending on the logistics, the availability of teachers, number of students who take, all that. And then we create the different combinations which are available. So now what we offer is a very flexible option depending on, as I said, what course of study you want to pursue after your 12th. So the first subject is English, which is compulsory. So there's no choice for that. Now if you look at subject 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4 and 5, you have an option to select your subjects based on what you want to pursue. So if it is, let's say engineering, subject 2 will be maths, subject 3 will be, subject 4 will be physics, subject 5 will be chemistry. And from subject 3, you can take either computer science or artificial intelligence or home science. So you see how the combination works. If it is medicine that you want to pursue, So subject 1 becomes maths. Subject 3 is bio. Subject 4, physics. Subject 5, chemistry. Commerce. Subject 2, maybe you can take applied mathematics if you want to keep mathematics. But that will become your 4th subject. For accountancy, if you are wanting to do BCom, honors, obviously maths is required. But if you want to do BCom degree, maths is not required. So if you want to do BCom, you take accountancy, economics, business studies. That's good enough. And your 5th subject would be a lighter one. Painting, physical education, home science. Those are lighter subjects for you to score. Bottom line is to make sure that your average does not come down. When you take subjects, 4 core subjects, there are children who take up physics, chemistry, maths, bio, and then they struggle in maintaining even an average of 60 to 70%. What's the point of taking that? And you take it only because you're not sure whether you want to do engineering or you want to do medicine. That's where the problem comes in. I'm a victim to it. So I always share this thing. When I did my pre-degree, I took physics, chemistry, maths and bio. I attended the entrance coaching for NEET as well as engineering. Landed up doing neither of them. Did my MCA. Got into a teaching profession, not even into the software. So during our times, there was no guidance available. Right? After coming into this profession, I realized this is what my passion is and I have been enjoying that part. That's a different thing. But right now, I think this is the time when we should be able to decide where are we heading to. And if we do an informed decision, your future course of study becomes easier. Irrespective of whether it's CBSE, AS and A-level or the IB diploma program. I hope this is clear. So the 6th subject that we offer is physical education and painting as an option. Both are scoring subjects. This would be a self-study subject which will not be timetabled in the school timetable, but there would be support provided, all the learning material provided, and I'm sure the children will be able to still manage an average score of 80 in those 2 subjects. So if you have a 6th subject as a backup, it is easier for you to look at your average score. And when you start applying to colleges and university, your average is calculated depending on the course that you are applying. So if you have taken physics, chemistry, maths and bio, and you are applying for engineering, your average will not count bio. It will take the other 6 subjects which you have taken. So the bottom line is English compulsory, 3 core subjects depending on what your course of study is, and then a 5th lighter subject. And 6th is an additional option available to you. Now all these subjects have a theory and practical component. For your board exams, you are required to pass both theory as well as the practical. So for sciences, it's a 70-mark theory paper, 30-mark practical. There are some other subjects, it is 80-mark theory paper, 20-mark internal practical. Are we clear on this part? Okay. Sorry, I think this might not be very clear right now, but this is how the mark sheet comes for class 12. So if you see the first list that shows in the marks, the second column in that table, that shows the subjects that the child has taken. So that includes English, physics, chemistry, bio, and home science as a subject. And then you have the work experience, health and physical education, and the general studies as the internally assessed components. And then you have the marks scored in theory, practical, so total out of 100, and the last column gives you the grade. This is how your final mark sheet comes. That's a single mark sheet that you get at the end of your class 12 course. Now your promotion from class 11 to 12 is purely subject to you passing all the subjects. In your board exams, as per the CBSE examination bylaws, if you fail in maximum 2 subjects, right, you can appear for a re-exam. If you fail in more than 2, it is an essential repeat, which means you need to reappear for all your exams. So same applies in class 11 as well. And that's where you need to have your subject selections done properly. Every year, every school faces this challenge when it comes to the class 11 promotion. Where children struggle to pass, then there are re-exams conducted, conditional promotions given. All this happens when we make subject choices without knowing what our interest is and where we are heading towards. I'm sure you have also seen, and I have seen throughout my career, there are children who would take up sciences, struggle for 2 years, somehow manage to pass 12th, and then they'll end up doing BBA or some other course. Then why did you take that science for 2 years and bring your average score down? Right? So this is the right time when you invest a little bit of time while you are appearing for the board exams so that you are able to select the right subjects. So that's all from my side. I invite Ms. Sridevi NR, who is the head of GPS International. She will take you through what the Cambridge AS and A level has to offer. Thank you.